morning. It's Monday, April 14th. Thanks for joining us on Up to the Minute. We're bringing you all the news, announcements, and events, along with a couple of special guests. I'm Dr. Amy Tan, Dean of HCC's English and Communications, and today I'm joined by Dr. Nicholas Cox, our Interim Dean for Liberal Arts and Humanities. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing well. I don't know if you can hear, but they are washing the windows of our building. And so there might be a little interesting background noise there.
I can't see or hear anything with your skyline background, so I think we'll be all right. We'll see.
Okay, that's a good thing. Yep, it's great to have nice, clean windows. Always a surprise. So how was your weekend?
I spent absolutely too much money buying records on Saturday because it was record store day. It's an annual event, and I always regret my bill at the end of the day.
I had no idea that that was an annual event. So
Yeah, I guess it started about 15 years ago. Raise money for independent record stores and give vinyl enthusiasts opportunities to buy some rare, limited press exclusive records. But it's quite crowded. Everybody was out on Saturday to buy that Taylor Swift 7-inch.
That's pretty cool. I bet you got some good finds. You got some cool things.
I did. I bought about 15, 16 records. So, it's a problem. It's a problem.
It's a thing. Well, Nick, we are live on HCCTV whenever HCC is in session, but how can people find us?
Yeah, we're live on the Houston Community College District's Facebook page and on YouTube. And we're on LinkedIn, X, and HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Today, we're talking about how HCC's truck driving division can help our veterans meet the demands for skilled drivers. And joining us is Martin Garsee. He's our Director of Transportation Training for HCC's Automotive Center of Excellence. Welcome to the show, or back to the show, Martin. Good morning.
Thank you. Good to be here this morning.
We're looking forward to hearing all about truck driving, and also I think there's something about a truck rodeo that our guests will be very excited to hear about.
Absolutely. We'll cover those in a few minutes.
Thanks for waiting, and we'll be right with you. Nick will be right with you. First, HCC continues to stay at the top of the AI game. That is artificial intelligence. For anyone who's wondering, I think everybody knows what AI is. Having just hosted a big national event, we are joined by Patricia McManus, HCC Professor of Computer Systems Networking and Artificial Intelligence. And welcome back to the show, Patricia. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you. Happy Monday.
Yes, happy Monday. You always bring the energy for us. We really appreciate that. Let's kick off today's discussion with you telling us about this incredible conference, HCC's AI conference, which was held, was it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week?
Yes.
And where was it?
It was at the West Loop campus. It was the first year that it was held there. It was the first year that we had a 3-day conference. Our conference started relatively small 4 years ago. It was a student initiative. And as AI grew, so did our conference. The end of, towards the middle of last year, a new initiative, a national AI applied consortium was created with other two colleges, Miami-Dade and Maricopa. So we went from a local conference to a national conference. We had over 1,000 participants. We had amazing panels and fantastic workshops.
And I believe we had some international participation also, right?
Was international caliber participants.
Okay.
All the participants were local.
Okay.
Most of them were from Texas, although, for example, one of our sponsors, a company called Perfina, that develops a product called My AI Twin, and you should definitely have your AI twin. He's from Finland. He's heavily involved with fintech. He's also a venture capitalist, besides being the CEO of a Silicon Valley company. So,
well, let's jump to that. We'll come back to some of the other questions, but since you mentioned the AI twin and Marcus Lampinen, CEO of Profina, tell us about that session.
Well, his session was amazing. I was even supposed to be there and maybe lend a hand. I couldn't get into the room. The room capacity was 30 and we had 60 people, so we spilled off the corridors. The also impressive thing is Marcus took his time to talk to students who were presenting their projects. We had a student day on Monday where our students presented projects that might have started at course projects like assignments or even their personal pet projects. And everybody was really blown away by the caliber of our students. Many university students haven't been, producing the type of work that our HCC students have been doing.
Oh, that's thrilling. I can hear the pride. I know how wonderful that is. And it's incredible experience and exposure for our students to be able to present their work and make these connections. Well, okay, so tell us a little bit, what is an AI twin and why do we want one?
Well, an AI twin, you can customize whatever you want. So it's something to help you. So for all of us, like I need an 8-day week with 20-hour day. So you can automate and having people talk to your twin, which will be pretty much like talking to you, but sometimes it's quicker to answer and that you train it. So it will be able to answer questions on whatever you wanted to answer.
So this is our first step towards cloning. Is this what I'm understanding?
To a degree, but a good clone, not an evil twin.
Not an evil twin. Okay, well, we'll see.
Something to help us to be more productive.
Yeah. Time will tell. We'll see. So tell us more about the NVIDIA Deep Learning Workshop. What was that about, the workshop?
Yeah, I mean, we had several workshops, and every single one of them worth mention, but we don't have time for that. I understand we are on live TV. The NVIDIA workshop. NVIDIA workshops are usually paid. The value of a workshop is $500 per person. And they were sponsoring us, bringing the workshop for our participants for free once you enroll in the workshop. It was a whole day, and you end up getting an NVIDIA certification. So we had students and we had plenty of other institution instructors or participating of a whole day hands-on workshop, which at the end they got their
certification. Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, what do you think about the overall pace of AI development in general?
It's astronomical. Can we go faster than the speed of light? That's what it is. I just want to take a second to also give a shout out for Microsoft for their workshops as well. I don't want to make an injustice to so many amazing workshops. So, but yeah, exactly because of that, we had the panels. We had panels. We had a panel covering AI and cybersecurity in space.
Wow.
No, we had panels covering the future of work and the new workforce. We had panels covering so many different aspects because things are moving so fast. Like I've been working nonstop and I cannot keep up with everything.
Well, and I want to give you that opportunity to thank all of the people. I know you have a long list, including NVIDIA, Microsoft. Who else is on that list?
Oh my God. I mean, we had obviously AWS, who was our title sponsor. We have Google, we had Seed AI, Poodlebox, DataVox, Business Center, University of Houston, Victoria, Intel, Lenovo, Qualcomm. My God, I feel like one of those Oscar winners that keep going. Abana, Advanced Technologies, Qualcomm, Strategic Insight, Tech Labs, Adaptive Computing. They have a platform called Heidi that is amazing for teaching AI and providing, high performance computing for teaching AI.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
It is amazing. It is amazing. It's one-stop shop, and it's a fantastic solution. Intel.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I can keep going, but and Siemens. Yeah. I'll stop here.
Well, and I know you want to recognize the leadership of our dean, Samir Saber, and all of the volunteers. I know you got some of your incredible sponsors, and I understand that it was an incredibly collaborative effort and just a wonderful day of speakers and panelists. And we want to remind people that HCC is the first in the nation with a bachelor's in AI and robotics, and that you are the best person, right, for them to reach out to if they're interested in that.
Yeah, I'm one of the instructors there, and
we're so proud of this program and this conference. And I just want to thank you so much, Patricia, for stepping in. You really have been a great guest, and we appreciate your availability today. So thank you so much, Patricia McManus, HCC Professor of Computer Systems, Networking, and Artificial Intelligence. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. I just want to correct myself. It's National Applied AI Consortium.
Okay.
I think I put it back to front.
Perfect.
Thank you very much, and everybody have a wonderful week.
And we're going to have all of the information in our post after the show. After a quick commercial break, Nick will be back to talk about HCC's commercial truck driving program.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much like that helped me. I finally like knew that I had somebody.
And we are back here on HCC Up to the Minute, and we are going to speak now with Martin Garsee, the Director of Transportation Training for the Automotive Center of Excellence at HCC Northeast. Martin, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much for having us this morning.
So I learned this morning, that you are involved in something called the Truck Rodeo, and it sounds like a lot of fun. Tell me more.
It is. It's a regional rodeo that highlights the truck driver's skill. Companies, the local companies like the HEBs, the Walmarts, Grocery Supply, and the list goes on, of people who nominate their drivers to come and compete. Once the top three, and there'll be over 100 drivers competing, the top three in several categories, there is the like tank, flatbed, etc. Then they'll move on to the state championship. And then the top three will move to the national. And the American Trucking Association has an event every year, and I believe it's in August. And so then they name the top driver. And so it's very prestigious. The companies will bring in their families, the drivers and their families. And it's just a great time to highlight a safe driver and show off the skill that they have. As we learned in COVID, trucks don't move. We don't have what we need. So trucking is very important. And just as important or more important is the professionalism of the driver, the highly skilled and the safe driver. In order for a person to compete, they have to have a clean record, no accidents, no tickets, that type of thing. So it's pushing professionalism and safety on the road, which we all appreciate because we drive on the roads with them.
Now, that safety is hugely important, but at a rodeo, I also want to see a little thrill. With some barrel racing, bull riding, calf roping. What if I was watching a truck rodeo? What am I watching?
Well, you'd be a little disappointed in that category. It's done at a very slow speed, but stop and think about it. You take an 18-wheeler that's got a 53-foot trailer, the overall piece of equipment, 75 feet, and you try to get as close to certain objects, obviously things that's not going to hurt the truck, or and make a sharp turn to show exactly where your vehicle's at. You're graded on points on how close you get without hitting it. So it's very, very skilled. It's forward, it's backwards, it's stopping, knowing exactly where the back of your truck is, knowing where the front is. And so it's actually a slow movement, and it's done on a relatively small area. It's not the excitement of the Houston Livestock and Rodeo show that we just got through with, but it is exciting to be able to highlight that driver. Because as long as they've been driving and as good as they are. Oh, here's another little interesting fun fact on that. You don't drive your own truck. So you drive a piece of equipment that you don't normally drive. Now it's the like vehicle. In other words, it's the same type of vehicle, but it's not your truck. So everybody has that same experience of driving something for the first time. So it levels the playing field. So it really shows how skilled these drivers are.
Martin, I'd like to ask you, can we talk a little bit about our truck driving program at the college here? What are some of the things that our students can do at HCC in order to become a commercial truck driver?
Well, we have a program. This is, I think, the 27th year that the program's been in existence. We've trained hundreds and thousands of students down through the years. So what starts as a person wanting to be a truck driver, meeting the qualifications, being able to pass a DOT physical drug test, having a Class C license, coming to our facility. We do an orientation. It's on the website several times a year for financial aid. We do orientation for the new classes, but we do day classes, evening classes, and weekend classes. So we're trying to accommodate everyone that we can. That with their work schedule, or if they need to go through the program and can go through the program faster, they go through on days, which they go, for a 6-week period. For the part-time evening weekend, it's 12 weeks. So they enter as a person knowing little or nothing about the trucking industry. And when they come out, they are we call it a student driver, beginner driver, but they have a CDL, Class A license, and they're ready to go to work. And there's a lot of companies that will hire that new driver because that's part of what they do is bring new people into the industry. A lot of it's over the road, some of it's local, but companies have training programs because when they get through with us, they're not ready to, you learn for years, right? Whatever craft you're in, you're continuously learning. So we know that they're not quite a professional driver at that point, but given the right training with that company, they are. So we give them all the credentials, not give them, they earn it, but we make it all available. They come out with their license and everything ready to go to work.
Well, Martin, can you tell us a little bit about this new grant that you guys have secured for veterans and commercial truck driving?
Absolutely. Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, which is the trucking side of Department of Transportation, several years ago started a grant for veterans only. And so what this does, now they've expanded it to the veteran spouse. So a person that's a veteran, and the only thing they have to have is a DD 214 and show that they was honorably discharged. Sometimes veterans have used their benefits for other things. They've given it to maybe to their children or whatever, or for some reason they don't have benefits anymore. So this is not connected to any of the 9/11, post 9/11, or any of the other type of things. This is just a straight up grant. A person can come in, show us their DD 214 or their spouses, and it covers the tuition, the books, all the DOT physical, the drug test, everything. So it's a great program for a veteran, and companies love to hire veterans. um, because they're used to training, they're used to a lot of things that are very relatable to in the truck driving world.
All right. Well, last question for you, Martin. If companies are looking for drivers, do you work with companies to place our students into internships, apprenticeships, and jobs?
We absolutely do. We have probably about 10 companies that come through each, I'll call it cycle, over 6 weeks. And then usually these companies are people who hire multiple or have the ability to hire multiple students. If a person wants to hire one or two, a local company, what we do is we ask them to create a job description and contact information and email it to us. And we're glad to pass that out to our students, make it available to our students. Obviously, our goal is for every student to get the job that they want, of their dream, but we know that sometimes that first job is not quite what they expected. So we work with them to make sure that they understand, and we try to give them all the soft skills that it takes to do well in the interview, ask the right questions, hopefully make it the best fit possible for them to be successful in their career.
All right. Well, we're going to have information in our notes after the show about the rodeo, the veterans opportunities, and these employment opportunities. But I definitely want to thank you, Martin Garsee, Transportation Training Director for the Automotive Center of Excellence at HCC Northeast. Thank you, Martin.
Thank you for allowing us to highlight our program.
All right, everybody. We'll be coming up after a quick commercial break. Amy and I will return with some news and announcements.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
And we're back with some news and announcements. First up, we have Arts Mania, Consumer Arts and Sciences Hiring Fair. Hospitality, culinary, cosmetology, and fashion students can meet potential employees, explore internships, and network at this career fair. They can even interview on the spot, so they should dress professionally and bring plenty of resumes. That's going to be from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's this Wednesday, April 16th at the HCC Central Culinary Arts Building. Check the post after the show for more information. And it's the springtime time for concerts.
That's right. As the semester comes to an end, our students often get an opportunity to show off the skills they've gained. And the dance concert will be on Wednesday and Thursday, April 23rd and 24th at our Heinen Theater at the Central College campus. This is our annual dance concert. It'll be directed by faculty member Maggie Lasher with choreography from faculty, students, and our guests. This event is free. You can check our post after the show for more information.
We're also having a community fair at Northline. HCC Northeast will participate in a fun-filled day at the Northline Community Fair to share career pathways, student services, and family-friendly activities. That's going to be this Saturday, April 26th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Oh, I'm sorry, that's next Saturday. That's a week from this Saturday, HCC Northline campus. Check the post after the show. It gives you lots of time to block your calendar and get out there.
Now, everybody out there that's staff, you should know that the staff Senate elections are coming up and the nomination period has been extended. During its inaugural year, the staff Senate president served as a member on the chancellor's executive cabinet and also staff secured a monetary raise. But importantly, the staff Senate is a major milestone in our growing commitment to shared governance. HCC encourages staff to nominate a deserving colleague or nominate themselves to serve as a staff senator. The deadline is Wednesday, April 30th, 5 p.m. check our post after the show for more information.
Yes, an excellent opportunity to participate in the decision-making at the institution. Coming up, we have a spring holiday weekend, no up to the minute. Everybody's probably looking forward to Friday, April 18th, because HCC will celebrate a spring holiday later this week. Up to the Minute will not air, but we'll always broadcast best of episodes on HCCTV, so you can catch one of your favorite episodes. That's no Up to the Minute this Friday, April 18th. Up to the Minute will return on Monday, April 21st with Nick, but I will be doing a little race on Monday.
I was going to ask if you had plans for the spring weekend, but I already knew. I know you do. You'll be up in Boston.
I'll be up in Boston, but you should take time to register for your summer classes.
That's right. The summer enrollment is open. The summer, you can lock in those classes now and stay on track. We offer classes in a variety of programs, session lengths, and a range of modalities, including traditional in-person classes, online anytime classes, online on a schedule classes with virtual meetings, and we have hybrid classes that meet online and in person, as well as hybrid labs. You can learn more about HCC programs, start dates, and your options to cover costs. Just go to hccs.edu/apply.
Yeah, so I'll miss you next week, Nick. I'm going to be running the Boston Marathon, so
We're going to just play a live stream of that event instead of the TV show, just so you know.
well, that sounds like fun. I won't be watching that, but it'll cheer me on, send me some goodwill. That's what I need. Some good wishes from afar. But it's going to be, I think it's a big party. They shut down the city, and so I'm leaving on Friday, and I guess it's just a whole weekend of events in Boston, and it's really thrilling to be going.
Well, don't party so hard you don't win that race.
Nope, there will be no early nights, healthy food. I've learned my lesson on that score. So, but anyway, it's great to be here with you, Nick. I'll miss you next week, but I'll be thinking of you. Coming up for Tasty Tuesday, we'll talk about a favorite Galveston restaurant called The Fancy, located in the Hotel Lucine. And later this week, we'll welcome the return of our favorite HCC's Carolyn Tan and her very popular dog show at WHI to help us all get ready for finals. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Food. We think about it all the time, but for many Americans, it's a scary thought. During this crisis, 1 in 12 seniors and 1 in 7 children don't have access to nutritious food. We can all help. Get involved at feedingamerica.org.